It's a terrible football show. What do you expect?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
OH!
Oh, baby, yeah!
Just in my brain, it just makes so much sense.
You have no quarterback. You're going to need some punters.
Welcome to a terrible football show!
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my holiday every damn year.
They draft Xavier Worthy. What the? Wide receiver from
Hamster.
Bears pick his in.
What?
Bears pick his in.
No! Jerry Jones, what are you doing? Oh, man.
If it's Toledo, I'm drawing the best damn rocket there is out there.
Excuse me. I don't even think that's PG.
I told my HR director about this show. He's going to listen to it.
We're getting sued again, boys. This show's so bad, we almost got sued once, we might get almost sued again.
Listen, guys, this is a terrible football show where everybody may be good at nothing, but we are terrible at everything.
Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? Terrible football show, after all.
Bomb before it was all said and done, just for fun, guys. Nothing personal, anything like that. And then I went to Texas Roadhouse. My steak was overdone, and I'm like, Texas Roadhouse needs to do better. And then I'm like, you know what? So do I, because I also forgot my laptop. Do better, Ricky. Here we go. So we're going to do a little bit better. So on the eve of my 37th birthday, I'm going to go around. We're going to start with our usual host, Alex. Alex, what is the most memorable birthday that you have of your entire lifetime?
Man, that's a tough question because one of my most memorable birthdays was not memorable in a positive way.
It could be positive or negative.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had some great trips down to Lake DeGray, that's for sure. You know, we stayed at the lodge down there, and that was awesome. So probably some of those. Actually, I would probably say those because for anyone listening out there that has never heard of this game or played this game, go look into Fling Golf. It'll change your life. Fling golf is incredible. Fling golf is so much fun. It's normal golf, full 18 holes, but instead of like using a golf club, you're using like a lacrosse stick, and you are flinging that ball as far as you can, and it's a blast.
Interesting. All right, Tyler, most memorable birthday.
Most definitely my 21st birthday.
Okay.
But not the reason that you think. I rode my uncle to Laredo, Texas while he was working. And we got some breakfast tacos in Laredo, Texas.
Okay, there you go.
I love some breakfast tacos.
And you said this was with who now?
My uncle, he's a truck driver.
Okay.
Uncle Wayne, no teeth.
No teeth, Uncle. I like that. No teeth. I like that.
Yeah.
Jacob, what about you?
Well, my memory is kind of so I'm gonna have to go with the one from last year because I went to a concert last year for my birthday.
Oh, that's what's up. Nice.
All right then. Mine was my 30th birthday because my wife wasn't there. Let's do better, Ricky. Let's do better.
God bless.
Let's do better.
Man.
Actually, that is actually a true story, though. It is actually a true story that she was not there. So we were not married at the time. And as a matter of fact, my wife and I actually dated once before we even got back together a second time. But anyway, that's a long story. So we were talking, and I said, hey, we're going to go celebrate my birthday tonight. I want you to be there. And she didn't show up. She ended up falling asleep instead. I still remind her about that all the time. But
That's so funny.
It is. My most memorable one, though, honestly, I think I have a bunch of memorable ones. You know, tomorrow's 37, and this one may triumph. Fall of 21, when Texas came to Arkansas and we beat the crap out of Texas. That is probably my most memorable one. Yeah. My former boss at Pepsi was able to get me some tickets to that game, and it was a very, very memorable game. I mean, it was so beautiful. I ended up winning $5,000 at the casino that night, so that's a very memorable birthday right there. So you can't really. So it's a very memorable birthday. So shout out to that. But anyway, very good. All right, boys, we got a lot to talk about today. Yep. We've got some great topics that I think we have chosen very, very well for this coming week. But first up, shout out to Rogue Energy and the Sparky 3 shop. Please go on in there and purchase some things from us, whatever the case may be, as well as Rogue Energy. There's plenty of flavors in there for you to choose from, and obviously we'll have some commercials later that will also explain that just a little bit more. All right, so first up, the Big 12, gentlemen. This is something that I came up with, and a lot of it is just because of the simple fact is that last year we were bragging so much on the Big 12. We started seeing them without Oklahoma. We saw them without Oklahoma. We saw them without Texas. And we're like, is this conference even going to survive? And then we started realizing there's actually some good teams here in the Big 12. We even saw Arizona State, who made a run last year, who I thought was going to make another run this year. And then it just seems like for the first 2.5 weeks, I'd say 2.5 weeks. I know it's been 3, but let's just face it. The 0 week hardly makes any kind of sense in the entire world as it is. So just from this past weekend alone, Oregon beat the living dog out of Oklahoma State. Don't get me wrong, Oklahoma State's not very good, but Oklahoma State is one of those teams who was very, very good prior to all this crap. Mississippi State ends up ending Arizona State's streak. So Arizona State is done. I mean, they may be done for when it comes to playoff. Who knows? Missouri had a comeback against Kansas. Ohio beats West Virginia. West Virginia sucks anyway. But I think the most notable one, in my opinion, was Army beating Kansas State, because we saw Kansas State the week before lose. They didn't lose, but they almost lost to a North Dakota team. Shout out to the FCS and then that conference. They're very, very good. But now they lose to Army, who lost to Tarleton State the week prior from that. So it's like, okay, where do we go from here? So it seems like it's Iowa State than everybody. So here's my question. The Big 12, have they lost or are they currently losing their power conference status? Let's start with Jacob today. Jacob, I think this is a great start for you. Is the Big 12 losing the status of power conference?
I don't believe they are. And let me tell you why. It's because I think top to bottom, the Big 12 is the most consistent and the most competitive within their ranks. Everybody's good and bad at the same time, it feels like. And this conference is always that one conference, kind of like what the ACC is turning into a little bit. But the Big 12 is always wide open for pretty much any team in their ranks to actually win the conference. And I think, personally speaking, that's what all conferences should be, top to bottom. I think all conferences should have this type of competitiveness from every single team, where any team could win in any given year, where there's no like 1, 2, 3, or 4 teams that are running the conference every single year. The Big 12 is wide open. And I think that's the reason why they should keep their Power 4 status.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
Well, to me, they're barely a Power 4 team. So, they're basically doing what they're always done. You got a couple teams that are just randomly good out of nowhere, and that's what they got this year, is just a couple randomly good teams. And it's not like the ACC, the SEC, where you have powerhouses every single year. You have just random spurts. Like, it might be Texas Tech this year. It might be Iowa State. Probably not gonna be Arizona State this year. But that's just how the Big 12's always been in my eyes. You get them random schools that decide that this might be their year, and you got teams that are like, oh, last year was my year. I think I'm gonna be good again. Then you lose to Ohio. Shout out Bobcats.
Yeah, shout out to the Bobcats. That's a big dub for that program. So currently, right now, there's only 2 teams in the Big 12 who are ranked in the top 25. 2. That's Iowa State, and I'm trying to think of Texas Tech. I always forget about Texas Tech for whatever reason.
Hold on. You're forgetting another one. You're forgetting Utah.
Come on, man.
Utah is okay. You are right. Utah is. I keep forgetting that Utah's in the Big 12. I don't know why but I just keep forgetting that they're in the Big 12 for whatever reason. So I mean, yeah. So you make some compelling arguments. Top to bottom, it should be any given. But even in the NFL, we don't see that all the time. But at the same time, we do see random teams like a Jacksonville being a Buffalo Bills team that has no business being a Buffalo Bills team. That we've seen that, time and time again. But Alex, do you agree with these two? Do you think that do you think they haven't lost their power status? Do you think they're as competitive as they need to be? What is your opinion on it?
In my mind, the power status was gone the moment Texas and Oklahoma left.
Yeah.
I do agree with the mindset that it's great for a power conference to be competitive top to bottom. That's what makes the Big 12 so fun to watch and why we were hyping it up so much last year. Because it is fun when you have a conference that is wide open. But here's the question that I have when we want to talk power status. You look at top to bottom of the current Big 12, right? And when was the last time any of these teams won a national championship? That's the question I have.
Yep.
Now, granted, we've got one team that went to the national championship in the Big 12. Congratulations. You got the shit kicked out of you when you went. But beyond that, the current list of teams that we have in the Big 12, when was the last time any of them won a national championship? Look, guys, at the end of the day, Big 10, SEC, that's the bulk of what you're going to get out of national championship winners, 8 times out of 10, right? The other 2 will probably be an ACC winner. The Big 12, man, it's just not going to really happen. It's Texas. It was Texas and Oklahoma. Those were the ones that were making any sort of noise to try to get there. But I mean, when it comes to the power status, I mean, in terms of the power status strictly in football, obviously they're going to hold on to it just because it is such a competitive conference, right? It's a very competitive league. But like, yeah, they're power, but they're like a pseudo power. I mean, they are. It's Big 10 SEC. That's college football.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the board with you because whenever Texas, Oklahoma left, there's a reason why they left. There's a big reason why they left. They knew they were not going to get their kind of respect staying in that conference because they dominated that conference nearly every year for a long time. And yeah, you did have a couple of them, like an Oklahoma State who came up. Baylor at one point was really, really good. But for the most part, Texas and Oklahoma dominated that conference top to bottom. So they knew they were not going to get that kind of recognition status, I guess, if you will, unless they went to a conference like the SEC.
Correct.
It's kind of the same way with USC going to the Big Ten. The Pac-12's been crap for years. Why not jump ship and try a different conference, which I still disagree with. I still think they could have held their own. But even then, I know last year was the first year we saw them in the Big Ten. But hey, the heck with it. They're not going to win the Big Ten conference. It's not. I mean, they're just not going to. They're not Ohio State. And I know Michigan got beat, but they're not Michigan. They're not the ones who hold the Big Ten together. Any comments before we move on, guys?
The last time a Big 12 team won a national title, 2017, UCF.
Oh my God!
gosh.
Technically speaking,
Relax.
Man.
Goodness gracious.
it is a recognized national title.
Relax.
Okay,
Relax.
that's it. We're going to commercial break. We're already going to an ad break. Jacob's already
Yeah,
gone off full of
we gotta send this to ad.
We're sending to ad break.
We gotta relax. We gotta relax. We're going to ad. Hey, do you like caffeine? Are you of the age of at least 18? Then maybe check out Rogue Energy. It's really good. Do you need to hydrate more? Then probably want to start with water. But if you want something that tastes good and hydrates you, then try Rogue Hydration. Do you need to chill more? Then try Rogue Chill. Do you need energy? Then drink the energy. It's really good. We have a referral link and a promo code Sparky3. You can get 10% off your order. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway. Okay. Back.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for watching the ad break. While we were out, our good friend Shane has walked in. Shane, I'll go ahead and introduce you the way that I introduce everybody else. What is your most memorable birthday? This is on the celebration, the eve of my 37th birthday, which is tomorrow.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
I would say my 13th birthday.
Good year.
Because I got a box of rocks and twigs. It was a joke. And then my dad surprised me with a brand new bike.
Ooh.
Okay.
Love that.
I was so excited that I fell down the front steps and it was like an 8 steps that I fell down.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I ended up dislocating my wrist.
It's like, how are you expecting to ride a bike when you can't even stand straight?
That's so funny.
That is awesome. Well, I meant to announce something before we even started the topics, but I was so into it, so excited to get ready and everything like that. But I do have an exciting announcement. This may not affect Jacob as much because Jacob lives in Ohio, and that's okay. Boys, I'm selling my house and I'm coming home.
Oh, hey, shout out. Shout
coming
out.
home.
Coming to Ohio.
Do what now?
To Ohio.
You're coming
To Ohio.
You're coming to Ohio.
I'm coming back home. I'm going to be at. We found a house in Bauxite. We're gonna rent for a while. Going to sell the house there in Pine Bluff. Come back home. It's a lot of it's just so that way she has a much quicker drive to work.
Yeah.
I'm okay with driving 45 minutes to work, but the hour drive for her was starting to really get. And it was just time. We were down there for 3 years. I moved down there strictly for Pepsi. And of course my daughter lives down there still and everything like that. I'm gonna miss being 10 minutes up the road from her, but. But I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing coming back home, and I'll be exactly 20 minutes from the studio. So if I don't feel like getting on my deal there at the house, because you never know with Bauxite internet,
Facts.
there's a possibility you'll see me in the studio just a little bit more.
Nice.
All right, gentlemen,
Congrats.
let's get to the second topic as we are in the NFL. Week 1 is wrapped up in the books. Had some very interesting games over the past weekend. We saw Buffalo down 15, come back and win. I went to bed, they were down 15. I'm like, what in the world is this? I hate to bring this up, Alex, but
It's all right. It's all right. It's all good.
Minnesota with a big comeback.
Yeah.
I literally, guys, I went to bed so this is no joke. JJ McCarthy throws his pick 6. I go to bed, they're down 17-6. I am getting prepared for the show this morning during my prep period. I'm like, Minnesota won?
Yeah. All right. So you guys want to put it in perspective on how quick that was? So believe it or not, my old boss, Jason, called me. Shout out to Jason. He called me. He was like, I am so disappointed in you. I was like, the worst part, you're going to be really disappointed in me. I forgot they were playing Monday night. That's why I went and did this. So I went to the movies last night to see Weapons. Great movie for the most part. The first half, amazing. Second half, it's a thing. Whenever the movie was finished, because I had the game cast pulled up the entire time. When the movie finished, locked my phone. I go to the movie tavern for all my local guys here, right? So we know how far the movie tavern is from here.
Mm-hmm.
Closed my phone, drove home. When I got home, it was 27-24, and it was 17-13 when I left. And I was like, what happened in that short drive home? What happened? So that's how it went for me. It was quite the experience, the jarring experience opening back the phone up when I got home after a very short, no traffic drive at 9:30, and that was the score I saw. So it was great.
So anyway, goodness gracious. Yep. That just shows you how quick things can change.
Things change quick, brother.
So there was, like I said, there's a lot to unpack over the first weekend, a lot to go on. So my question for you is, and Shane, you walked in. We'll go ahead and start with you, Shane. Of all the teams who lost over this past weekend, who the least amount can afford an 0-2 start?
We're talking college, right?
We're talking NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's one of those teams that got, come back on. Because, I mean, you lose like that from, whether it be the Ravens or the Bears. You had that game pretty much wrapped up. Mm-hmm. And you come out week 2, lose, or get your butt handed to you. That's a demeanor killer in the locker room.
Okay, respect. But Alex, what about you? Who do you think has, of all the NFL teams who lost, who do you think who doesn't need to start 0-2?
So obviously, you would think as a vocal Bears fan, I would say the Bears, but I actually violently disagree on that. I've made my stance very clear on this show with NFL predictions, and last week that I thought there'd be growing pains for the first few weeks for Chicago. I've predicted we would split the series with the Vikings. We got the Lions this weekend. If we go 0-2 because we lost the Vikings and Lions in close games, I'm not messed up about it personally. I think the answer to me is very clear, and it's because of how hot that seat was already coming into the year. It's Miami. Miami is already in a dumpster fire of a situation. You go into a team that everyone wrote off with the Indianapolis Colts, except for Tyler, because he just loves Danny Dimes so much.
Shout out to Danny Dimes, baby.
But you're not even competitive. And it's like, you have a good roster. I think anyone that can look at the Dolphins roster, sure, it's not a Super Bowl roster, but it's not a bad roster. You've got star players on that team on the defensive offensive side of the ball. I look at someone like the Dolphins, can't start 0-2, especially with the situation. I look at the Dallas Cowboys. Can't start 0-2, especially because it's the Dallas Cowboys. You can't start 0-2. The last one I had was possibly the Houston Texans, but I feel like you could probably give a little leeway on that one because of how weak that division is they're in. But Dallas and Miami, those are two that I look at, man, you can't start 0-2 with either of those situations. But for different situations.
Yeah, and speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, Troy Aikman's on crack. He says the Dallas Cowboys are going to win it this year.
All right, buddy.
I'm serious.
He was a subpar quarterback anyway, so it makes sense.
Hey, that's disrespect. Anyway, Jacob, get Alex right, please.
The team I think that cannot afford to go 0-2 the most is the Chiefs.
That's fair.
If you look at that division right now, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders looked pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And if the Chiefs go 0-2, good luck winning that division. That's all I'm going to say. And they're going to be very lucky to even afford a wild card spot this year if they go 0-2. I don't think this is going to be the Chiefs that we've saw the last couple of years where they start out slow and end up making this miraculous comeback in the second half of the season and winning the division. That's not possible, especially the way the Chargers and Broncos are playing specifically.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
Well, Jacob took my Chiefs pick, so I'm gonna
You're welcome.
do what I do best. We'll start taking shots. I think the Cleveland Browns. They do not need to start 0-2 because Dion is going to start calling everybody. He's going to call ESPN. You're going to see Shador Sanders on every single thing. You're probably going to see him at McDonald's. Okay, it's going to be Shador time everywhere because Cleveland's going to start 0-2. Okay, I feel like if they beat the Ravens, Ravens are fine. Okay, it's a little embarrassing to lose to the Browns, but yeah, I think the Browns they need that win. Yeah, because it's going to get really, really ugly really fast, and you're going to see a lot of Shador time, even more than the draft.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that because Dylan Gabriel's still higher on the depth chart than what he is. But I do see that even if Dylan Gabriel can't turn it around, I do see them trying to give Shador a little bit more of a break there and probably give him a little bit of playing time there. But I like I said, I still see that Dylan Gabriel is going to be the next guy after Joe Flacco. I don't think they're going to get Shador. There's a reason why teams passed on Shador. The biggest thing that Dion and Shador right now, they're just in that regret mode, or they're in that mode of what's that word that I'm trying to think of that's off the top of my head? Denial. They're in that denial mode that he is not as good as what they think he is. He's just not, in my personal opinion, anything like that. Yeah, Jacob took mine too. It's the Chiefs, and the reason why I say the Chiefs, everything that Jacob said is true, 100% true. But look at their schedule. So they lose to Philly this week, which I think they're going to lose to Philly. I know Philly looked rough against Dallas, but I still think coming in hot, you're at home. You're hosting the Chiefs, the team you beat in the Super Bowl. I think they're gonna pull that dub off. Then they'll go to the Giants. Win. Then they host Baltimore. They could start 1-3, gentlemen.
True.
Then you go to Jacksonville. Now, I'm not in Jacksonville, as we saw, and I know Carolina, you pissed me off too, but like Jacksonville's not going to be a pushover game. Detroit, they host Detroit. Detroit's pissed off because they lost the Green Bay. They're probably going to start picking up around then. And then you have Vegas, which we don't know how great of a start Vegas is going to get, even though they got a win over the weekend. We don't know how Vegas is going to be, but they started good. The Commanders at Buffalo, at Denver. Like, when does it end? Like, there's not an easy game besides the Giants in the next 8 to 10 weeks. I mean, they cannot start 0-2. And just like I predicted, because of their schedule, I predicted they're not making the playoffs this year. That was my big prediction. They're not making the playoffs this year. Anybody got anything else before we move on?
Yeah. I'm putting it down as a prediction now. Chiefs are starting out 0-4.
Thank you.
By the time they play the Giants, Jackson Dart will be playing, and I believe in Jackson Dart and the Giants to take that dub.
Just like I believe in Joe Hendry, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Jackson Dart. Yes, I absolutely love Jackson Dart. But yeah, because that is something else. I mean, that tells you anything right there. Russell Wilson can't even play with that offensive line. That offensive line is terrible. And everybody wants Daniel Jones, an NFL quarterback. Y'all get out of here. Daniel Jones is awesome. He's just playing with a bunch of trash. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love that they got that dub. All right, boys, let's move on. All right, so speaking of hot seat, we already mentioned Mike McDaniel. Obviously, Mike McDaniel's in the hot seat for Miami, and we all know that Billy Napier is probably going to be in the hot seat for Florida. So let's just call it out where call it out is due. Miami's a dumpster fire, and it's going to continue to be a dumpster fire as long as Mike McDaniel's the head coach there. They've gotten worse. Billy Napier, on the other hand, Billy Napier in Florida. Now, first 2 seasons had a losing record, which I was shocked that they kept him a third year. Not going to lie to you, because it's Florida. They have high expectations down there in Florida. Believe it or not, Florida's expectations, they're not Ohio State expectations. They're not Penn State expectations. But when it comes to winning, they have some of the highest expectations just because Urban Meyer was able to do it when Urban Meyer was there. So they do have that high expectation. But with Billy Napier, of his predecessors that were there before him, never lost to a Group of 5 team. The ones that they have fired recently between him and Urban Meyer, they never lost to a Group of 5 team. But the thing with Billy Napier, and I'm one of those. I was on the Florida bandwagon this year because I thought Florida. Like I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, Florida's going to be pretty daggum good. They are stacked with all kinds of talent. And yes, talent-wise, they've gotten better, but he is a terrible game manager, and he has been a consistent terrible game manager. So he is definitely one of the hottest on the hot seat right now. And so, Alex, let's start with you. Who else do you think either is on the hot seat or should be on the hot seat, in your opinion, who is on the hot seat or should be on the hot seat after week 2 college football, week 1 NFL?
Let's start with NFL. So, I mean, anyone here can shout out the obvious ones of Mike McDaniels or Brian Daboll, right? They were the ones that were the hottest ones coming into the season.
Yep.
Another one that I'll throw out there is still a pretty young coach on his team, but I would shout out Dave Canales over in Carolina. And, you know, when it comes to Carolina, it's not necessarily anything he's done horribly wrong, but it comes down to Carolina is in contention for biggest dipshit owner in the NFL. He just has no patience, and he doesn't care to just waste money on paying multiple coaches. So that is one that I could definitely see, you know, getting canned if, you know, there wasn't a lot of improvement, because you look at all the rookie head coaches from this past week. I know Dave's not a rookie. Only one came out with a dub, Liam Cohen of Jacksonville, and good for him. I'm a pseudo Jags fan, yes, but that game told me more about Carolina than it told me about Jacksonville. That's just my personal opinion. On the college side, I mean, Bill Napier is obviously one of the top ones, but another one would be Mike Gundy. I mean, he's been there for so long. You know, he's a man. He's always 40. Got to respect it. He was showcasing his abs recently in a press conference. That was cool. But I mean, like, I understand he's an alum there, played quarterback there, has a long history there. I get it, but like, it's one of those things where, you know, when you have coaches like him who's been at a program forever, it's kind of time to move on, right? And, you know, in terms of flaming hot seats right now after week 3, those are ones that I would say are flaming hot. But, you know, there's a list that we can go down more. There's some more SEC teams. Let's look at Kentucky. But also let's look at maybe the entire season. Maybe it's not hot after right now this game, but maybe by the end of the season that, you know, their seat's going to be warm. I would say Lincoln Riley and Brent Venables are two names that their seats are going to be warm all year long, but they're not hot right now. At least that's my take. Then, of course, Sam Pittman. Sorry, guys.
Oh, all right then. All right, Tyler, what about you?
For college, I hate to say it, but I feel like Brent Pry of Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, when you lose to Vandy by 24, something is wrong with you.
Hey, watch out for my Vanderbilt Commodores now. Watch your mouth, sir. They're 2-0 against Virginia Tech the last 2 years.
Well, you know, it is Virginia Tech. That's why a lot of coaches on the hot seat. I'm just saying. When you lose to Vandy twice, that's what happened. Okay. now, if Alabama loses to Vandy, hey, don't just give them that Burt Belima treatment. Just fire them on the sidelines. And then NFL, unfortunately, probably Dayball. He probably shouldn't get fired.
He should have been retained. Honestly, that's my opinion.
Yeah. You got his quarterback. You got to play him eventually. So I feel like he's safe until now. If Dart flames out, yeah, you fire him Dayball quick. Or that's the only outside the obvious, you know, Mike McDaniel. He's probably gonna be the first one gone.
Yeah, but I also think Dayball is just in a lose-lose situation because everybody knows the New York Giants are just a dumpster fire. They have been for years. I mean, we can all agree that as soon as they won their last Super Bowl in 2012, they've been a dumpster fire since. They've gotten no better at all. Like they're just in a dumpster fire situation. I don't know a coach who's going to be able to turn it around within a 3 or 4 year season. Just to be honest with you, because you're not just looking at winning. You're looking at drafts. They haven't drafted very well. Their offensive line is still one of the worst in the league, and it has been for years. Jacob, what say you?
All right, so I not only have a few coaches for the hot seat, but I also have who I want to replace them.
Okay, yes, let's hear it.
Show off.
So obviously, one of the top college football coaches on the hot seat is Kalen DeBoer.
Yes, by far.
Obvious choice to replace him is the Lane train. Give me Lane Kiffin, who should have been hired to begin with. Scott Satterfield for Cincinnati, and I want him replaced by Jim Knowles. And then I do agree with Tyler with Brent Pry. And I have a really weird but very interesting pick that I think would fit the culture in Virginia Tech. John Gruden.
You said that for Arkansas, man. You can't be just switching things up that on me, man.
Listen, I didn't expect Virginia Tech to be this shit in the beginning of the season.
I did. It's Virginia Tech. They've been terrible for years.
Wow.
All right.
But NFL, Mike McDaniel's obviously the go-to. I want Robert Saleh to replace him. I think Robert Saleh would fit perfectly in Miami. But my random pick that makes more sense now, it could go either way. He could either become more hot as the season goes on if he can't continue the success of the week 1 win that they got. It's Shane Steichen from the Colts. I think this is his opportunity to either make or break his job. And if he can't make or break it, Steve Spagnuolo or Joe Brady replaces him.
Okay. What about you, Shane? You got anybody on the hot seat?
Well, for NFL, I was actually going to go Steichen, just because they feel like in that front office they have all the right pieces. They have what it takes. They are just on the cusp, and that's going to see a trend with me, anyways, with my picks, because I feel like a lot of coaches that are at high prestige colleges or are at these NFL teams that are just known to be good or have kind of like that caliber around them. I think we may see a situation where if these teams aren't meeting what these teams should be hitting, that you're going to see some teams let go of them. So my other one, unfortunately, was Dallas. Like, look, like y'all were on the back end on the coaching hunt. Y'all sat back and did nothing until the absolute last second to get somebody. If he goes and pulls out a 4 or 5 win season, I can see Jerry pulling him. Like, especially if another coach comes into the mix that's a high caliber coach and more proven. And that's why I'll agree with Jacob with Kalen DeBoer. Like, he's at a high caliber institution in Alabama. You cannot go 6-6. You cannot go 6-7. They will pull him so quickly, and they will spend the money to get somebody over there, whether it's a Lane Kiffin or before the downfall, in my opinion, of Clemson, Dabo Swinney, who's from Alabama.
Yeah, but the thing with I don't think Dabo wanted it necessarily, and I think for the same reasons why I think a lot of coaches may have probably been like, you know what, I may not apply for Alabama. I don't think they wanted to be that back burner of trying to fill in a coach like Nick Saban. I mean, that's hard to do if you think about it. That is very hard to do. Y'all imagine what Bama was before Nick Saban. Now, there was a time Bama had success, but they didn't have the success that Nick Saban had. Yeah, Bear Bryant. You could argue Bear Bryant. I mean, in any kind of deal. But as far as consistency goes, the way he was with Alabama, I mean, Nick Saban was basically Alabama. All right, let's go ahead and go to another topic before we go to the next ad break. So, topic number 4: is it possible for every college football team to have a super fan? So, for example, in the NFL, it's given due the small number of teams and players that come to those teams that at some point to give them the worst teams a strong name. But what about college? Is it possible for every college to have a super fan? Tyler, this was yours. We're going to let you start with it, Tyler. Tyler, is it possible for every college football team to have super fans?
I don't think it is possible, because being a Penn State fan, I can't picture a super fan of Penn State like I can LSU. Like, you can see an LSU fan, you're like, damn, they really have no life except LSU. Or Arkansas, you see them wearing them pig hats and everything. You're like, damn, all that they just want Arkansas. Like, that's all they want. I don't feel like Nebraska. You have like lifers there, not necessarily super fans, but people that have been there so long that you're like, well, this is our life now, you know. You got Tennessee. Tennessee's got super fans. Florida, kind of super fans. They're kind of delusional, so you give them that.
Yo, facts.
State,
Little brother
Florida
over
State,
there.
Yeah, facts. Florida State has the best super fans out of the Florida schools, though. Like, You can say what you want, but Florida State does have these super fans in the state of Florida. Miami are they're just fans. When you come in and out of prison, man, that's all you got. It's just Miami, Florida.
God, dog.
Talk about the disrespect. I would also argue, though, Gainesville and Florida, those fans, Tyler, I've met a few of them. They're nuts. Just saying, they're nuts.
Yeah, but like outside of the city, how about that? Outside of the town, like I know my boy Jacob is a LSU diehard LSU fan, like, but he's also a sports fan on that. So he's a super fan of LSU, but he's also a sports fan. Arkansas kind of just has straight super fans. Like you go to Arkansas game, it's only Arkansas. They don't care about no stats on any other team except Arkansas. You play Arkansas State, oh, they're dog. You just need a dog walk them out. Don't care about none of the players. You got a player over there laying down for 15 minutes. Why is that wimp sitting down there? Like,
Oh my
that's a
gosh.
little extra, okay? Like, that's why I left at halftime, okay? That's why I left at halftime.
So first of all, let's get something straight. That is total disrespect to Arkansas State. By the way, total disrespect. Nobody gives a crap. Nobody cared who won that game the other day. I don't care if you're a super fan or not. It's the state of Arkansas. Nobody cared who won that game. They just wanted to see a good state game, and just so that way we're all on the same page. And I know you're shaking your head at me, but just so we're on the same page, the governor herself has even wrote to the board of trustees. She wants this game every single year, and I agree with it because you look at War Memorial Stadium, it's been garbage for years, and all of a sudden they finally gave us a game we wanted. It wasn't a Power 5 team, but it was a game that we wanted. Shane, I know you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
I'll disagree with with Tyler, but with the exact reason that he gave. Because I think if you live in your college town, you not only do you, and you're a fan of your team, but you understand that culture. Because typically the team will kind of brand around that. And that's why I think it's more likely that every college team has a super fan more than NFL. Because for the regions like Arkansas, like we don't have a professional team here. So we just have to pick either the closest team or like just go with a team and stick with them, And we don't fully understand like that city, that town, that culture that team brings. And then also like, listen, I've been listening to people like Tyler for years talk about how Arkansas State will dog walk Arkansas. And I understand Arkansas State this is probably a down year for them, okay? But listen, you have no idea how much pride and joy it brought me to watch the Hogs absolutely put the leash on them and walk them out the front door. So I'll disagree with you. I understand your perspective on like, hey, that's a team and a game that we wanted for years and years and years. But I wanted Arkansas to win that game no matter what. Like, if we would have lost that game, I probably would have pitched the bandwagon somewhere else.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, because you said it on the board that yourself. It's based on where you live. And I've lived in Northeast Arkansas. I lived there for 5 years.
I lived there for 3.
And so you know what I'm talking about. What was the one thing Arkansas State wanted all those years that you lived there? They wanted to play the Razorbacks. They felt like they had a chance. And then let's go on top of that. The team Bryant played out of Georgia Friday night. They had commits that were committed to Arkansas, and they had commits that were committed to Arkansas State. So they played the game Friday night because they were going to play it on Saturday. They played the game Friday night, so that way they could go see that game on Saturday. So I mean, in some ways, it's great that we were able to get that kind of a game because Arkansas State, they don't have an in-state rivalry or anything like that. Maybe they create one out of this. I don't know, but there have been times over the years, and I can name some of the years that Arkansas State has had a better program. They've had a better team than what Arkansas has. So I could definitely make that argument. All right. What about you, Alex? Do you think there could be super fans?
Well, first off, shout out to Rob Coleman and Luna in chat. Just wanted to shout them out. But when it comes to every college team having a super fan, Let's just talk strictly FBS play. I think technically yes, because I just fact checked. 2024 United States population 340 million. It's a lot of people. Realistically, yes, there's going to be at least one single super fan for every team.
Yeah.
But the thing is also there's that other argument of no, because like when let's just talk group of 5 for a second before I hit power 5. The group of 5, like you're only a super fan of those if one, you're a psychopath like me, or two, you went to that school. But even the people that went to those schools, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is where I went. I will always love them and support them. But I'm also an Oregon Ducks fan. I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. I'm a Texas Longhorns fan, right? Like that's just how it is, right? But then also you look at the power side of things. I mean, are we really going to see a super fan for the Rutger Scarlet Knights, for the Syracuse Orange, the Vanderbilt Commodores?
Vanderbilt, baby. I became a fan last year.
All right, let me keep going down the list. Are we going to see the Maryland Turtles? I know they're the Terrapins. Are we going to see the Minnesota Golden Gophers besides people right in the area?
Yeah.
Like you're not. But at the same time, like technically yes, because there is going to be someone that's going to go to those schools, love the program, love the vibe, love the atmosphere, and they'll always be a super fan. Where it's like even if it is like an Akron Zips, they'll be like, absolutely, Akron is my number one favorite team no matter what. So technically yes, but I also say technically no.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, because like even here in Arkansas, like Saline County and up north, you're either Arkansas, most of them's Arkansas, and then you have a few that are Arkansas State, of course, in the northeast part of the state. But then for the most part, it's Arkansas. Anything south of here, they're LSU fans. I've met more LSU fans down there than I have anybody. Now here in Arkansas, I went to college with guys. They were fans for Florida. Not even from Florida, but they were super fans of Florida. A good friend of mine, that's a basketball coach at Woodlawn. He's a super fan for Florida. He watches Florida basketball. That's who he is. He's a super fan for Florida. And then I also have this other couple. They're all Oklahoma State. All Oklahoma State. They wear Oklahoma State gear. Their daughter goes to Oklahoma State. And this was before their daughter actually went to Oklahoma State. But their daughter went to Oklahoma State because they went to Oklahoma. And so there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. What about you up there in the north, Jacob? What about you?
So I'm going to take what Alex said, because I agree with what Alex said, and branch it a little bit. I think that it is possible for a person to be a super fan of more than one team. I used to be a super fan of a big team and a small team, Ohio State and Northern Illinois. I think it's absolutely possible to be both. And I don't think that necessarily the size of the school or how well the school's doing or has been doing historically, I don't think any of that matters. It really doesn't. A lot of the times, like Dallas, for instance, for me, I became a Dallas fan for one player. Does that mean that I wasn't there for all the Super Bowls? I wasn't there for all of that. And with Northern Illinois, let's be real here, Northern Illinois has never had really any much success.
Except when they had Jordan Lynch. Jordan Lynch was a dog. Dog.
Okay. True.
So was Garrett Wolf.
But
dog.
I think that it is possible for every single college to have super fans in and out of the area that they cover. I mean, obviously you have the statistics, but also if you love a team or love the players that are on the team or the coach or whatever, it drives you to want to become a super fan. Now you can be the super fan that I was and jump ship.
Yeah, just like you're about to be a jump ship for the Dallas Cowboys too, Mr. Superfan.
That's right. Washington Commanders. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Hey, I also want to, piggyback off that for one thing too, because I want to make something very clear. And if anyone disagrees with me, at me, bro. We'll fight about it. I will happily fight about it. Want to piggyback off what he said is that it's totally fine to be a fan of more than one team. My stance on that, though, just make it very clear who your team is. You know what I mean? As long as you do that, by all means, be a fan of a second team, but also can't be in the same conference, or an NFL cast can't be in the same division, conference, whatever. That's some weak shit, Jacob.
Hey. Why are you calling out Jacob?
Dallas to Washington. Come on now.
Hey.
You're just as guilty.
I know I'm just as guilty.
You both are.
I'm just saying, man. It's okay. It's okay.
But Jacob's worse than you because
Okay.
we're talking a rival here. But anyway, point is, like, look, you can support different teams, dude. I joke about this all the time that I try to have a team every college conference just for funsies, right? And for the most part, I do. But like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna stay clear. It's just like, yeah, it's about the Miami Hurricanes and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And lately, it's become more Hawaii Rainbow Warriors because like their social media like group has embraced me, and it's super cool. Shout out to them. Shout out to them, bro. A lot of them follow me and stuff.
I'm in one of those too.
Yeah, he's in it with the Wyoming Cowboys. So, like,
oh gosh,
it's great.
All 15 people in the Wyoming Cowboys. Here we go, the Wyoming Cowboys. Here we go. Let's yeehaw them sons of bitches. Here we go. Oh gosh, this is great. All right, boys, let's hit another ad break.
Shout out some merch. We have a merch store. It's not that great, but we have one. Sparky3shop.com. You can go pick up some really poorly designed merch, like the B shirt, which I think is actually really awesome. We have this thing called the Lonely Boy. It's just a cool little design. I'll put more terrible merch in there, especially if you recommend stuff, then I will probably put stuff in there. We have some really poorly designed hats, so that's cool. Yeah, and I think that's it. Spark3shop.com. It's in the description below somewhere. Spark3shop.com. It's a place you can visit and buy some merch, I guess, if you're feeling spicy. See ya. And welcome back. Ricky had to step out real quick. A couple things in chat. Luna said, there's like minor hockey in my area. People go all out for local teams. Bro, when it comes to hockey, I don't doubt it. When it comes to hockey, I don't doubt it. That's a whole different animal. And then also first question, dog or dog, depends on the day, but for the most part, it's dog, with that AW in there. But that's the way we roll. And second, is that good or bad? Is it good or bad on what? I guess I missed that part. Is that a follow-up to something that we said? I don't remember. Or are you talking about the dog or dog? I apologize on that one, but no. Show's rolling well, though. Boys, overall, how we feeling? Shane, how are you, man? Didn't really get to say hi to you. You just kind of came in like you're my side piece or something. Like
came right in and was doing what I was doing.
Yeah. Just kind of snuck up in here like my side piece. We didn't get to say hi or anything. It's just whole ordeal, man. Whole ordeal. But we got the host back. Ricky's back. He's getting situated. He's about to pop on that headset. He's about to pop on that mic. We're ready to roll.
Let's do it.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, we're good now.
Yeah, we've been on the whole time.
My bad. Oh, good. I thought you said you were going to hold on. Oh, okay.
No, I said I'd hold it down for you.
Okay,
yeah, because there was a couple questions in chat. So.
All right, we got a couple questions in chat. Did we answer those questions? Do we still need to answer those questions?
Nope, we're good.
Oh goodness, so nothing I need to answer.
No, it was good. No, Jordan Lynch and Garrett Wolf. Jacob can probably back me up. Those guys were dogs.
Okay,
they were.
Absolutely.
Jordan Lynch at one point was like, oh God, this is going to be one of those. Where did we mess up on at the end of the show? I think he was like somewhere in the top 10 in Heisman voting, like his senior year. Like I think he only got like 10 or 9 in Heisman voting his senior year, Jordan Lynch. But man, he was a dog, man. And Garrett Wolf was a dog too. He never panned out for the Bears, but he was a player. He was a player.
All right, gentlemen, last topic, and then we're going to get into some picks. So late last week, I don't know if you guys have read the article yet or not, but the NCAA is about to propose a new transfer portal rule. This transfer portal rule is going to eliminate the spring transfer, which I think is in March, April, something right around in there, to where now it's just going to be a 10-day period. Excuse me, and this 10-day period will start January 2nd. The only thing that sucks about it is that it's right in the middle of the playoffs. That's the only thing that sucks about it. So here is the thing. What are your thoughts on just a 10-day period transfer portal? Will this be better, worse, whatever? It's somewhere in between for college football. Jacob, let's start with you. What do you think about this new proposal, which they are hoping to vote on by October?
First and foremost, the NCAA is focusing on the wrong things to take care of right now. The absolute wrong things. This is the last thing they need to be focusing on is the transfer portal and where it's going to be. I agree with Ryan Day and the rest of the Big Ten head coaches and in saying, and I quote, I just don't quite understand how teams that are playing in the playoffs are expected to make the decisions and sign their upcoming players while they're still getting ready to play 4 games.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't at all. logistically speaking and efficiency speaking, it is the worst window possible for teams to be dealing with the transfer portal. Why are we doing this? Why are we focusing on this when there are plenty of other things the NCAA can be focusing on right now?
All right, well,
Makes
Tyler,
no sense.
Tyler, do you agree with him?
Facts. I mean, we lost our backup quarterback at Penn State because of the transfer portal
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he had to dip out.
during the playoffs. So,
Okay.
I hate it.
All right, Shane, what about you?
I mean, I think they're on the right path, but they're doing the wrong thing. I like getting rid of the spring period because we saw it from Nico's brother, went through spring training or spring camp, whatever you want to call it, and then he wasn't at a spot where he liked and getting the money that he was getting, so he just dipped. Like, I'm sorry. No, I don't like that personally as a viewer or a used to be football player. But also completely agree with Jacob with everything they said with the 10-day period during the playoffs. That makes absolutely no sense, and my brain can't even comprehend that.
All right, Alex, what about you?
Yeah, so they're on the right track, which is kind of what we're saying, right? They're on the right track. They're trying to rectify a massive problem. But the issue is while they're trying to rectify a problem, they're creating a new problem. Because yes, putting it right in, at the beginning of January when you're still actively in the playoffs for these teams that are going to be losing players as well as trying to attain players is just the worst decision possible. And when it comes to the idea of establishing a period for the transfers, 100% the right play. It just needs to push it back a little bit, push it back after, like maybe a week or two after the natty or whatever, let everyone kind of settle down and then start to kind of work on things because so we can avoid situations like what happened with Bo over in Penn State where he had to dip out, as well as, putting teams in a bad position that are in the playoffs having to kind of deal with all this transfer stuff. Now, granted, is there workarounds to deal with it if that is the time period? Yeah, you can take a page out of what we're starting to see from a lot of teams where a lot of teams have hired GMs, right? Like let's say Lambeau over in North Carolina, Andrew Luck's the GM in Stanford. So could you hire positions to strictly focus on the portal during the playoff period while all the coaches and everyone is doing their thing? Yeah, but obviously you do that, you have to really trust that person because you're busy with playoff stuff. That would be a Band-Aid fix if this gets passed, because obviously that's not the ideal solution. I'm looking at it from perspective, what if this passes? What can possibly at least put a Band-Aid over it? Because in a crappy situation, but they need to push it back, dude. Because this is shit.
Well, yeah, and I think one of the things though, guys, that we also have to really like look at here is that sometimes you have to make a choice between the better of two evils.
Yeah.
Because the simple fact is this: the majority of teams know who their number one guys are going to be at spring training. So a lot of it is if we get these guys in the transfer portal now, they'll be there for spring training. On the flip side of that, we're also affecting playoff teams just like we did last year. Mm-hmm. So in some ways, I can understand why, you have to have it during that time period because you have to get them to that school. That way they can register for classes because they still have to go to classes and everything like that.
True.
But the thing that kind of makes it hypocritical for me, guys, is that during the month of December, they can still stay in contact with the recruits, but they're not allowed to have any official visits in the month of December, which I think is kind of crazy to begin with to even have it official during December anyway, considering everything that's going on. So I think what needs to be done is get rid of the winter, maybe open it up in the spring, but you don't necessarily want to do that either because either way, it's like you said, you're choosing between the better of two evils. So which one would you rather do? Have someone go all the way through spring training and then all of a sudden they want to dip ship and go elsewhere? I mean, so you're basically in a lose-lose situation because it's not like the NFL where you could say, okay, you're going to be traded. Okay, now you're a free agent. You can go anywhere you want to, and then you can start wherever you want because that's not necessarily how college football works. Because like I said before, a lot of them are ready to go after spring training. They know who they're going to start. They know who they already know. how they're going to run things for the fall. So I see both ways. I really do here. It's just a terrible situation, and I don't know the perfect fix to it. I really don't, but I do know that it's got to get fixed because it's just terrible. It's absolutely terrible and it's atrocious. I think the best thing to do, get rid of the portal, sign them to contracts if you're going to pay them money through university money, NIL, whatever the case may be, and just get it done and make them, or if they transfer, make them sit out a year again. That's the only thing I know what to do.
Right. There's a lot of things in NCAA that needs fixed.
Oh, there's a lot. And
there's a lot of things that need fixed.
All right, boys. Anybody got anything else to shout out before we get to picks?
I do just want to add one more thing to that. As far as a fix, anyways, me personally, I think if we get rid of the spring and just have one period of transfer,
true,
do 14 days instead of 10 days, right? Kind of a manage, and then also put it somewhere between the beginning of February and before spring camp starts. Sometime in March or April or whatever when it is,
right?
Because at that point, yes, it's going to be harder on the student to get into classes and transfer to the new
it'd be
school.
impossible for them to do that.
But also, like, hey, you have no football. Like, if you get in there in early March, February, like, you have no football until spring. So you should be prioritizing catching up on your classes and doing that thing. I think that's fair because, for one, these players, especially players like Nico and this players that are grabbing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of NIL, they can manage a couple of extra online classes.
See, and the thing about it is, yes, you could possibly do that, but like Arkansas State University, I'm getting my ed specialist degree, which is a step before getting a doctorate. They have 8-week intervals. So I necessarily did not have to take a class right now if I didn't want to. I could have waited till the October class. If universities did that, it would work. But the majority of universities do not do that. They have 16-week intervals of semester. That's their semester class. So if they were to get in there in March or April, they couldn't do it. So they would be missing out on a good chunk. But like I said, it's I don't know how to fix this. There's a lot. The NCAA is a mess as it is. All right, boys, let's get to picks. Go on and turn on some music there, Alex, if you don't mind there. Let's get to some picks. So first off, let's get to the ranked matchups. We got some good ranked matchups, a lot better than the ranked matchups that were last week. The first one, we have number 16 Texas A&M going to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. I don't care who goes first.
Give me Notre Dame. Lock it in. Jacob, I see you smiling, buddy.
Come on, Jacob.
Oh man, these Fighting Irish are weak. Give me the Aggies.
Okay, I like it. Tyler, what about you?
Well, one of these schools has a movie after them.
Never mind. Give me Texas A&M. I'm swapping my pick. I'm going on Splash right now and changing my pick.
And evidently, this movie is trash.
It is trash.
Give me Texas A&M.
There's a Saturday Night Live skit of Celebrity Jeopardy that they did of, and this reminds me of Tyler. He'll just give you some kind of thing on how it's surrounded by a movie or something to do with Arkansas or something like that. I got to look up the skit, and I'll tell you exactly what. Shane, who do you have in this game?
I equally hate both of these teams. It's kind of hard. But again, we play both teams, so it doesn't really matter as far as benefiting Arkansas. And I'll go with Texas A&M.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Texas A&M too. I just don't think Notre Dame is near as strong as what they were a year ago. All right, next up, we have University of South Florida, who just came off a big win in Gainesville. They got to go to Miami. Alex, who do you have in this game?
So first, I'd like to shout out that I did say USF could be a problem because the starting quarterback is back. They got Singleton back at receiver. The defense is the one worry that USF is going to have this year, especially with how they played last year. But USF is going to be a team to watch all year long. They very well could be that G5 representative. But give me the U. They're going to walk out with a dub. But it will be a close game in trademark Miami fashion.
All right, Jacob, what about you?
Nah, I think I think South Florida is gonna take the crown. I think they are going to officially lead the state of Florida by conquering the rest of the Florida teams. Give me South Florida.
That's a take.
By
That is a take.
That's a
7
take.
points.
You forgot about Florida State.
Who?
Florida State.
Who?
Yeah, who?
All right, Tyler, let's hear your long story about how, South Florida, and, we had a coach named Stan Heath who coached at South Florida, so you're probably going to end up picking them. Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, that is a very good pull. I like that. South Florida.
I was right about one of them last week. I was right about the Bucknell one. I ain't gonna lie. I was right about that one. So I'm going to guess them when I can guess them, man. All right, sorry, Tyler, go ahead.
Okay. South Florida was good in the mid 2000s. When they randomly were number 2
Number 2.
in the nation, maybe.
Wildest year
Okay,
ever.
well, this week they're playing the Convent, so hopefully Beck doesn't have some sheriffs on the sideline because he's going to prison after his beat down.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Shane, who do you got?
No, I will say Carson Beck does look like a good fit to star in the next longest yard film.
God, isn't
my
that the
gosh.
damn truth? That dude ugly as hell.
But I'm gonna go with the U.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the U. I like South Florida. Don't get me wrong. I really like South Florida. But going back-to-back weeks and environments like that, golly, that's going to be tough. And I
think it'll be close.
Hey, and listen, I'm on the bandwagon. I think right now USF is the heavy favorite. They could lose this game, guys, and still make it still make the playoff and get that last playoff. So they can still do it. All right, next up
Don't let
is
Giovanni know.
do what now?
I said, don't let Giovanni hear that.
No, I don't care about Giovanni. Okay, here we go. Backyard brawl. Pitt at West Virginia. Gosh, guys, these teams suck. I don't know who to pick in this one. It's going to be a good one. Give me Pitt.
Yeah, give me Pitt. I just it's going to be a gritty matchup, man. This is one of those rivalries in college football that these teams can be garbage, but it's going to be at least a fun, gritty matchup. It's going to be the name's going to speak for itself. It's going to be some good old backyard football.
I told you guys that West Virginia is a shit team. I told you. I called it.
It's a
I
work in
called that
progress.
Bobcat victory from a mile away.
It's a work
Give
in
me
progress.
Pitt because West Virginia sucks.
Work in progress.
All right, Shane.
I'll go West Virginia, just for the giggles.
There you go.
All right, next up we have the Shula Bowl. FAU at FIU, Florida Atlantic at Florida International. Alex, who do you got?
Well, God, it almost slipped out. Forget FIU. Give me FAU Owls. Give me the Owls on this one because we are not FIU fans here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever caught an FIU game in my entire life. Ever. I almost forget that they are actually a Division One.
Your life is better for
FBS
that.
team.
Your life's better for that.
Give me the Owls.
Thank you.
Tyler?
FIU likes to fight, and
True.
Arkansas basketball got a transfer from FAU, so give me FIU.
Give me the Owls.
Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so, gentlemen, as the only one on here who knows anything about Florida International football, because they sucked last year just as bad as Florida Atlantic. Well, Florida Atlantic was okay or anything like that. Currently, Florida Atlantic has a 7-year winning streak in this rivalry, or this Don Shula, whatever the crap. Give me FIU
Wow.
to end that streak. They will end that streak. All right, here we go. All right,
you're
so
wrong.
we also have some shout outs from some of our hosts. Some of our panels here. I'll do mine first, and then because I don't know who the rest of these guys are except for one of them. But I have Vanderbilt at South Carolina. And I know what you guys are thinking. Vanderbilt got lucky. Vanderbilt looks pretty daggum good right now. South Carolina, they don't look as good. They really need this win, though. I mean, if you think about it in that sort of fashion, because they're trying to rebuild up from that team that they had last year. I think South Carolina wins the game, but I think it's going to be very, very close. Give me South Carolina. I love you, Vanderbilt. You're the only jersey that I own.
And
That's
here-
crazy.
that is first off, that is a crazy statement.
Hey,
but man,
just because, listen, I don't care if I hate it. I don't care if I love the team, hate the team, whatever the case may be. I am 50-50 straight down the middle. I am not a Dallas Cowboy fan that tells you they're going to win the Super Bowl every year. I don't kiss ass where kiss ass doesn't need to be made, okay? I just love Vanderbilt Commodores. Y'all leave me alone.
Man, and here I was thinking that me and you, as like, I was ready for this one. You were the host of today's show. And
Are you kidding me? Give me Vanderbilt, baby. Let's go.
There we go. Give me Vandy.
Let's go. Here we go. You're out of your mind if you think I'm picking South Carolina.
Give me
to win.
Vandy,
the
brother.
Gamecocks? Are you seriously? Sorry, that just had to be.
Give me the Commodores with the upset. Let's go.
Let's go. Jacob, what about you?
In my SEC power rankings, I have Vanderbilt at 10 and South Carolina at 11. So give me Vanderbilt. 'Cause
There we
they're
go.
a better team.
Right on the Commodores, baby.
Tyler, you want to go, or am I taking this?
Oh, I hate Diego Pavia, so give me,
His glasses on
give me
for
the
this.
glasses. Give me the glasses.
What the? Oh, Lord. Okay. All right, Shane. Shane,
You know, when I was looking at games, I saw this. I was like, you know what? Vandy very well could beat South Carolina. Like, that is not outlandish to me. But with this whole shtick today, you changed it, and I'm going Beamer ball, baby. I'm going Beamer ball. Wow.
All right. All right, so let's go around. Let's go that way. You guys can shout out your game of the week this week. Shane, let's start with you. Which one was your? I don't know whose game of the week is.
You
what.
know whose game his was.
Is yours Arkansas Ole Miss?
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
same as
I did
yours.
not know that. I really did
same
not.
as
I
yours.
thought someone else. I thought someone else had that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Shane. You had Arkansas Ole Miss. Who you got?
I got Arkansas.
Interesting.
I'm going to continue to pick Arkansas until possibly this weekend. So we'll see. But
Possibly this weekend.
I want to see how our offensive line holds up to a Power 5 team. I want to see how Talon performs under going against a Power 5 defense. And I want to see our defensive front going up against an offensive front of Ole Miss. Ole Miss, no matter how bad we are or how good they are, we always give them fits anyways. And I
With the
think,
exception of Jackson Dart.
yeah, well, when they put 70 on us or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah. We won't talk about that time. 4th and 25. But yeah, I'll go the Hogs.
All right, Alex, I already know who you're picking.
Yep. Already locked in. Ole Miss. Sorry, boys. I got to keep up the trend. He's the one who pointed it out. It's a meme now. I got to keep going with the meme.
All right, Jacob, who do you got?
Shouting out my SEC power rankings again. I have Ole Miss at 13 and Arkansas at 14. So give me the Rebels.
All right. Tyler?
So I hate to do this, but the last time Ole Miss has beat Arkansas 3 straight years was back in the 90s. So give me Arkansas.
You know what, Tyler? I was going to say the same exact thing that you said. They have not beaten us 3 straight times since the 90s, and I don't think they're going to do it now. For some reason, I think this Arkansas team, they came out swinging against Arkansas State. They didn't come out flat like I thought they would. They came out swinging. If they come out swinging again this week, they've got a pretty good chance to beat this Ole Miss team. They don't have a Jackson Dart quarterback anymore, so I think I'm also going to take the Hogs on this one. All right, Alex, which one was yours?
So this is one where I think the winner is possibly pretty clear, but it's just a really interesting matchup for me, and that's Texas State and Arizona State. The biggest reason why this is interesting, so let's keep in mind, Texas State did accept the invitation to go to the PAC. The PAC, obviously, we all can agree, is definitely not going to still be a power conference with the lineup they've got of teams, right? All the teams that are going into the PAC, I'm sorry, they don't make up a power conference. But it is still, but in technicality terms of NCAA, they may still view it as a power. So it will be interesting to see if Texas State can at least keep this close. Give me Arizona State, but I'm just looking forward to seeing if they're going to keep it close or not.
All right, Jacob, what about you?
I do firmly believe that the PAC is still going to remain a power team or a power
gosh.
conference. Thank you very much.
Relax.
Hot take.
Give me the Bobcats, the
There we
Sun
go.
Belt
Love
winners
it.
this year.
Love it.
Give me the Bobcats.
I don't know if they're going to be the Sun Belt winners, but they're going to be close. All right, Tyler, who do you got?
There's only one true Bobcat, and that's Ohio. So give me Arizona State.
Respect. Respect.
Shay, who do you have?
I'm going Arizona State.
Yeah, I've got Arizona State bouncing back. You cannot play near as worse as what you did last week. There's no way you can play near as bad as what you did last week against Mississippi State. All right, Jacob, you're next.
All right. So, as we all know, boys, Clemson almost got knocked off by Troy. Very nearly got knocked off by Troy. They are on the cusp of losing a big game, and I think that's going to be this game against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, this is about to be where they take their leap into the upper echelon of the ACC, along with Florida State. Give me the Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Give me Clemson. I'm gonna ride with it for now, but I do see the logic behind Georgia Tech. I was pretty close on this one.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
If Sunbelt teams have taught me anything, is if you almost beat a Power 5 school or a Power 4 school, next week they're going to obliterate whoever they play. So give me Clemson.
Shane?
I agree with Tyler. Give me Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think we've seen the best of Clemson. I think when you're dragging a loss like you did with LSU, you're going to have drags. You're going to have some setbacks. And as much as I want to go with Jacob's pick, I'm also going to go Clemson as well.
Oh,
I'm sorry, man.
I did not expect you guys to clean sweep Clemson. What the hell?
Hey, listen, man, I'm ready to be wrong. I really am. I'm ready to be wrong about this game. And
You're going to be wrong.
Listen,
so come over to Georgia Tech because you're going to be wrong if you don't.
Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, usually when history, like Tyler tells you, when you come close to the Sun Belt team, you just obliterate the team the next week. All right, it's just how it works. All right, it's just like
Godspeed for you, then, my friend. Godspeed for you.
I'm just saying it's good. It's gonna happen. All right, Tyler, we know which one Tyler's is. Go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I picked Maine and Stonehill for 2 reasons. Stonehill, random school. Okay, they're up in the Northeast, the New England area. Maine, I picked them because they're playing against Stonehill, and there is a former #1 pick in the NBA that is from Maine. He's probably the only person that's ever from Maine. So for that reason, give me Stonehill.
All right. Alex, I don't know how you followed up on that one.
Easy. You go with the better logo of the two. You go with the Stonehill Skyhawks, not this ugly black bear that Maine's got going on. Give me the Skyhawks.
Shane, what about Shane? Jacob. Jacob's next. Sorry, Shane. Jacob, who do you have?
Maine doesn't have that bad of a logo.
That logo is ugly, dude. That logo is ugly.
It's got the pretty like
Look,
sky
I just
blue
had to
with
get
it.
I had to download it recently on College Football 26. It's ugly. I've had to stare at it a little too much recently. It's very ugly.
Give me Maine.
Eat a dick.
Shade.
I just want to say this before I make my pick. Tyler is literally the epitome of that meme of "Don't let them know what you're doing next."
Right.
But I'm going Maine.
Maine's a safe pick. I will agree.
Yeah, Tyler is a Pepsi guy, and he's going against Pepsi. You don't go against Pepsi. Pepsi sponsors Maine. Maine, people. Maine is going to win. That should have been probably a terrible game of the week. But anyway. All right, then. Let's go up next. All right, so first we have our FCS game of the week, number 22, North Dakota, who almost beat Kansas State a couple of weeks ago, traveling to Montana. Give me the Grizz.
Give me the Grizz.
What's the North Dakota mascot?
I have no idea.
The Eagles or the Hawks or something. Something like that.
Don't tell me they're the Eagles. I'm going Montana.
Hold on, let me look up. Fighting Hawks.
That's still a sissy.
All right, well, that's too close to an Eagle. Give me Montana.
Just wait till I become a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
All right. Alex, what about you?
Montana, give me the Grizz.
Oh, that's right. You already said that. My bad.
You good.
Tyler, let's hear your long story about Montana and how you're related to a bear up there or something.
Well, me and Montana, we go back with Montana State. Okay, they're the #5 team in the NAIA. Montana is not the same school, but I do have a country friend singer named Tyler Barham, and he is from Montana, supports the Grizzlies, and North Dakota is a little. The name's a little sus. You might get a little canceled if you say that a little bit too loud.
True.
So give me
Fighting
Montana.
something else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Grip it and rip it.
Give me the Grizz. Just kidding. Chris. Moving on from that one.
No, we gotta get Tyler's pick.
Not Montana.
Yeah, he said
Oh,
Montana.
okay.
That's, why I
Okay.
immediately said,
Okay.
that's why I immediately said my pick.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. I did not hear him say Montana.
Yeah,
you know.
goodness.
I thought you just cut him off.
No,
dude.
no.
I did not
No.
hear him say Montana.
No. He said
Actually-
Montana, and then you said, let's grip it and rip it.
I was so distracted by my joke.
Oh gosh, I actually dated someone that lived in Montana at one point. She's from here, but she moved to Montana at one point. I don't. Yeah.
Did you grip it?
No.
Hey, that's why I said David.
No. Gosh, Shane, I was 15. Anyways. No, I wasn't. I was 17. What am I talking about? I was 7. You know what? We're moving on. We're moving on. We are done. What the crap? This PG rating's not going very
Yeah,
well so far.
I think it went out the door a couple
Hey,
times.
good thing though. There has not been one F bomb.
I came close. I came
know,
close.
Yep, I know you came close. All right, so here we go. Our FBS game of the week: Georgia at Tennessee. I'm kind of torn between this one, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alex, who do you have in this game?
Well, the safe pick is Georgia, but in honor of my boss, my old boss, Jason, who will be at this game, give me the Vols because he's from Knoxville. Give me the Vols.
Jacob, what about you?
I'm going to take Tennessee because I have a sneaky suspicion that their quarterback is going to be in the Heisman Trophy running at the end of the year.
Okay. All right, Tyler, what about you?
Georgia has won this 8 straight games. Chad is a little bit of annoying right now, and some other person is giving him a lot of flack right now. So give me Georgia.
All right, Shane, what about you?
I'm going Tennessee.
Interesting. I really want to ride Tennessee, boys. I worry about that defense. I'm serious. I worry, and I know Georgia doesn't score a lot of points, but the one thing they've got a defense that's going to be able to stop that offense. That's all there is to it. They've got a defense that's going to be able to stop Tennessee. I'm going to take Georgia. All right, our terrible game of the week: Eastern Kentucky at Marshall, who just lost to Missouri State, a newly FBS team. Alex, who do you have in this game?
You know what's sad? Both these teams stink, and they're both their respective levels. So therefore, the natural edge is Marshall, which give me Marshall for that. But guys, I'm gonna be honest. Marshall is so depleted on talent that Marshall could actually lose this game. But give me Marshall. Like that's how bad both these teams are right now.
All right, Jacob, what about you?
I'm taking Eastern Kentucky.
Interesting.
It's, you know what? It could be. It's possible.
Who did Eastern Kentucky just lose to? Didn't they get massacrely blown out by somebody this weekend?
Probably. They're bad. So is Marshall, though. They're both like bad in their respective divisions of FCS
okay.
and FBS. So therefore, the upper hand should be to Marshall. But you never know. Marshall's pretty bad right now.
Okay.
We are not Marshall.
We are not Marshall.
No.
That sounds like a fantasy football. Tyler, was that your fantasy football team name or was that your brother's?
Definitely not mine.
Okay, I think it was. I think it was your brother. I think it was your brother's.
Probably could have been mine. I don't know.
And I just remember it was like we are not Marshall, and it was a terrible year for him. Or I don't remember if it was you or him. All right, Tyler, who do you got? Who do you have in this crappy game?
That terrible year probably was me. Speaking of football movies, there is a very great movie called We Are
That
Marshall.
one is good. Unlike
That
Rudy.
one is good. That one is good.
I appreciate you saying that one's good because the other one y'all hate. So
That's
for that
because it
reason,
sucked.
Give me the off-brand KFC. Give me Eastern Kentucky.
Bread KFC. That's great.
That is great. Oh Lord.
God bless.
All right, Shane. Let's see you follow up on that one.
Yeah, there's not really anything I can say except for I'm also going Eastern Kentucky.
Are you getting KFC after this?
I very well might.
you. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, they're both absolutely garbage and terrible. Let's see here. Eastern Kentucky, they've actually won a game. Wow, I did not know that. They beat Connecticut and got smack dogged by Louisville. Connecticut's not very good, but there's Marshall. Give me Eastern Kentucky. I'll take Eastern Kentucky. They've proven they can win a ball game. All right, that's it for college. Now let's go to the NFL picks, our notable fun matchups. First of all, we have the Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. Alex, who do you have in this game?
Give me the Commanders to get this dub in Lambeau.
All right. Jacob, what about you?
Give me the Packers.
I almost said it. Luna was saying in chat like PG-13. I was like, we try. We mostly fail. We try. That was one of those times where we would have mostly
it could have
failed.
been. It could be one of those parts wherever in semi-pro, whenever he said "damn it," that he covers the microphone. You probably could have done that. All right, Tyler, what about you?
Well, I feel like Green Bay traded for a player strictly because he is used to beating the Washington team.
Wow.
So give me Green Bay.
Wow.
All right, Shane, what about you?
I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can't go against Tucker Kraft yet. I can't go against him yet. Give me Green Bay. Next up.
All right, now hold on. I got to mute all mics for a sec. All right, we're back.
All right. There goes the F-bomb, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
No one heard it. It was
No one
just
heard it?
only in the studio.
Okay, my bad. See, he has buttons for that.
People could hear you.
I wish I had buttons like that where I could just mute everybody. Be like, yes. Anyways, all right. Next up, Philly at Kansas City.
Super Bowl rematch.
Who do you have, Alex?
Give me the Eagles, man.
Yeah,
I like the Eagles here.
I'm riding the Eagles on this one too. I'm telling y'all, Kansas City's not making the playoffs this year. Jacob, what about you?
Who's Travis Kelce gonna hurt this week?
Wow.
Gonna go 0-2.
Give me Philly.
They're gonna go 0-2.
Fly, Eagles, fly, Jacob.
They're gonna go 0-2, and the next thing you know, engagement's over. All right, Tyler, what about you?
That's tough. I picked the Eagles to miss the playoffs, so
What?
I gotta go Kansas City.
You really did pick the Eagles to miss the playoffs? Okay, you did, because you said the Giants were gonna go to the playoffs.
He did. Well, you can't be questioning. You said Oregon's gonna miss a bowl game.
Hey, they still could.
Relax.
They still could. Just because they score 70 against nobody you doesn't mean that they're not going to score. They're not going to make. All right.
Oklahoma State, dude.
All right, Shane. Yeah, you just made my point. Shane, what about you, man?
Wait, Oklahoma State's turned into a nobody you? That's
There are nobody
outlandish. Anyways.
Did you not? Oh, wait, you did miss the first conversation. My God, I done
I
crap
did miss
in
the
years.
conversation, yeah.
So I'm just.
I'm going Eagles.
Okay, yeah. So sweet. We swept the Eagles. I think everybody swept the Eagles.
No.
No.
All right. So
Probably didn't.
Philly is used to getting swept, though.
okay, so I guess so everybody. All right, so everybody on the panel, shout out your game. I don't remember my game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't remember my game.
Denver, Indy was yours.
mine Denver and Indy?
Yeah.
Indy. Okay, see, I didn't remember if mine was Denver and Indy because, like I said, I think this one's going to be a good one. And like I said, Danny Dimes is going to continue his role at home. Give me Danny Dimes in Indianapolis.
Give me the Indianapolis Colts. Maybe. No, give me Denver Broncos. I don't like the Colts. Give me the Broncos.
All right, Jacob, what about you?
That was random. Give me the Colts.
I'm a Jags fan.
Tyler.
There's only one horse, and it is a colt. So give me the Colts.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to draw.
Can you not put me behind Tyler anymore from going forward? Because like anything that he says,
It puts Shane's brain in a pretzel.
Did you listen? Hey, quick question. Did you listen to last week's episode?
No, I did not.
Okay, so listen to last week's episode. There was
Tyler's
a time
on
Tyler
one.
was on one last week.
Lord.
So, and I guessed one like right off the top of the bat because he kept on with his stories and everything like that. We get to the Bucknell game because Bucknell was our terrible game of the week last week, and I brought up the time that Arkansas lost to the 2006 NCAA tournament. So he hates Bucknell and all this and all that. He just laughed because that's exactly what he basically said. All right. Anyway, all right. So Shay, go ahead.
Well, since to my knowledge of animals, a colt is typically a smaller, less than 5'5" horse. So I'm going to Broncos.
That's what I was about to say. Tyler, do you not know anything about Colts? Anyways, all right.
Dude, it's easier to draw, man.
All right. Tyler, shout out your game this week.
I have no idea what my game was, to be honest with you.
Y'all.
Alex,
Hey, I forget too. There's so many.
It was Browns and Ravens.
Browns and Ravens.
oh, the Browns and Ravens.
Oh, for the love
Yes,
of
it was
God.
Browns and Ravens.
Yeah, this is an easy selection. You was up 15 to Buffalo. You blew it. You're definitely not going to blow it against the Browns because you're going to let the Browns win, so you ain't got to see Shadur. So give me Cleveland.
Oh my gosh, that's great. All right, Alex, who do you have?
You know what? Give me the Brownies.
Jacob.
I'm at least somewhat sane. Give me the Ravens.
Shane, who do you
Yeah,
have?
give me the Ravens.
Yeah, it's the Ravens. It's definitely gonna be the Ravens. All right, Shane, shout out your game this week.
Mine is the Jags and Bengals.
Okay. This one could be a good one. You know what? Give me Jacksonville. I like what Jacksonville did last week. Offensively, they looked really good. And I understand Carolina sucks, but at the same time, Cincinnati's offensive line is still one of the worst I've ever seen in my entire life. Give me Jacksonville. Alex, who do you have?
Man, give me Cincy.
Okay.
You know, I as a whole, I like the Cincy team more than what I like out of the Jacksonville team. Again, the Jacksonville's win against Carolina told me more about the Panthers than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess. All right, Jacob, who do you have?
Give me the better quarterback. Give me Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Respect. All right, Tyler.
So I was trying to go 0-16 on week 1, and
Gosh.
the Bengals won when I picked them to win. So for that reason, give me Jacksonville so they can keep losing.
Dadgummit, Tyler, I'm going to switch my pick now. Thanks, Tyler. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, Alex, which one's your game?
I've got the Chargers and the Raiders. You know,
Okay.
we've got Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll going back at it once again for the first time since they were at Seattle and San Francisco, which that's going to be really fun to see. Give me the Chargers on this one.
Yeah, I just think the Chargers, they're the more veteran team right now. I mean, shout out to, Pete Carroll for winning his first game last week. I think Ashton Jennings is going to be a superstar stud running back in this league one day, but not yet. Not yet, even though he is on my fantasy team, and he's going to
Same.
stay on my fantasy team. All right, so, for that reason, I'll take the Chargers. Jacob, who do you have?
And those Chargers are looking deadly this year, finally.
Yep.
And hopefully they stay healthy
Yeah,
for
they
the first
gotta
time
stay-
in
yeah.
quite some time. Give me LA.
Speaking of healthy, San Fran is about to go down again with a bunch of injuries. Christian McCaffrey is out. There's a
Dude,
possibility.
what the heck's wrong with their medical staff?
There's
over
a
there?
possibility
Their
that
training
George
staff.
Kittle's going to be out. And from my
George Kittle
understanding,
just got placed on the IR.
and oh gosh, see, that's terrible. And from my understanding, there's a possibility Brock Purdy could be missed this week. I'm telling you, they have the easiest freaking schedule in the NFL.
Dude, they have the worst training staff over in
They
San
have
Francisco.
to.
Like,
It's
this
terrible.
is every freaking year.
They have to. It's terrible. All right, Shane, who do you have? I'm not making you go behind Tyler right now.
I've got the Chargers.
Okay, Tyler.
I didn't pick neither one of these teams last week, and they're both. I do not have a Chargers mini helmet, and my Raiders one is pretty fire. But I have Omarion on fantasy team, so give me the Chargers.
Well, he's getting at least one. He ain't going over this week. He's getting at least one win. All right, Jacob, which one was your game?
My game was Atlanta and Minnesota.
All right, who do you have in that game?
So going into picking this game, Monday Night Football did not happen yet. So Minnesota very well shocked me a little bit. I understand it's Bears. It's not even the Bears anymore. It's just the Bears.
The Bears. Relax.
No problem.
Give me the Vikings in a very close back and forth game.
Give me the Vikings as well.
Okay, Shane, what about you?
I was back and forth too, but it's honestly on how the two quarterbacks performed week 1.
True.
But I'm still going to stick with Minnesota. I think they still got the better all-around team.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
So I picked the Falcons to beat Tampa and Omega X Bucka, and he did his work. So for that reason, give me Atlanta again.
Okay. All right, yeah, I mean, this one's kind of tough for me, too, because, we did see what Minnesota did last night. And, shout out to the Bears. I thought the Bears played awesome until they started putting more pressure, until Minnesota started putting pressure on Caleb Williams. And I think Caleb Williams, this is what, his second, third head coach already.
Second.
And so, and then he's gone through offensive coordinators like anything right now. So I mean, it's going to be tough for him this year, maybe, and we'll see. But there's a few things that he definitely needs to work on. You don't have near the film right now on JJ McCarthy, other than the time that he was playing at Michigan, and he's still trying to get his feet wet in the water there at Minnesota. But I trust Minnesota to win this game more than I do Atlanta. So I will take Minnesota. And then our NFL game of the week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Houston. Another team, the Houston Texans, another team who cannot afford to go 0-2. Therefore, I will take the Texans.
Give me Tampa, man. I love Baker Mayfield. I love what this team's doing. I loved what they did last year. I think it's going to continue this year. Give me the Bucks.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
One of these teams has the goat on it. I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm gonna go with Tampa.
There you go.
All right, Jacob.
Baker Mayfield is a dog. Their running game is ass, but give me
True.
Tampa.
Shane, what about you?
I agree. Tampa Bay. Baker's a star in this league, whether you think it or not. If they get a running game, they could be up in conversation for the NFC.
Okay.
And also shout out to Baker Mayfield. At one point, he was going to try to pursue a career in competitive Halo 3.
That is hilarious.
Dog.
I
Dog.
didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A competitive Halo 3.
There's
Hey.
competitive for almost every single.
Well, I figured there would. I mean,
every
they
video
do
game.
have esports now as far as an elective goes. They basically consider athletics, which is
Dude, I
hilarious.
play competitive Halo 3. MLG game MLG
Man, y'all-
gamebattles.com.
I'm gonna tell y'all right
Yes, sir.
now. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I stopped playing Halo. Because I could shoot someone 5,000 times, they never die. They shoot me once, bam, dead. So I stopped playing Halo 3. They
Skill
cheat.
issue.
They cheat. No, they
Yep,
cheat.
skill issue.
Skill issue.
They
Skill issue.
cheat.
Skill issue.
Goodness
Dun, dun,
gracious,
dun.
y'all cheat at that, guy. That's what it is.
Skill
Y'all
issue.
cheat.
You're really
Y'all
showing your
cheat like
age
the
there,
flake
Ricky.
game. I do it. I know, man. Hey, that's how it was back in the day. Back in the day.
Shout out to Halo 3, bro.
Shout out to Halo 3, yeah, but that's what it was like like when I was a freshman in college. Like that's what we did. We played Halo on landline. We used to go in the back
LAN
of the
parties.
LAN parties. We had online internet, which the Wi-Fi actually really sucked compared to probably what it is right now. But yeah, we did all that kind of stuff back then. Even had tournaments. All right, Tyler, did we get anything wrong today?
Yeah, Jordan Lynch. He finished third in Heisman
Oh, okay. That's pretty legit though.
with 41st place vote. So sucks for him that Jameis was ahead of him.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming I don't know who was. I didn't see
James
that part.
didn't even deserve that one.
Oh, that is a lie, but okay.
Huh?
Crab legs were good though.
Goodness gracious.
I knew it was going
And,
to be Jordan Lynch. I knew it was going to be Jordan Lynch.
And there was another mess up. I don't know if it was me or if it was Ricky because he's a teacher here. He did not let me get my pick in for Pitt in West Virginia. So for that reason,
This is the second time this
Second
has
ti-
happened.
Probably because you had some long story. West Virginia, them Mountaineers. There's only one
Oh
thing that
my
I think
God.
about with Mountaineers. That's Brokeback Mountain. Give me Pitt. Am I right?
I will also catch one. Ricky, as soon as I got done announcing my game, he went to Tyler, so I didn't get to announce who I picked in my game.
I could have swore you did that. I could have swore you picked.
No,
That's so
you
funny.
said I could have swore you said a team, and I'm like, okay.
no,
okay.
you said what's your game? And I said Jags and Bengals. He said, okay, Tyler, what you got?
My bad. My
All
bad.
right, I also had two mistakes that I need to own up to. The first one, not that big of a deal, and that is I forgot to set up 4 cam setup where it had Tyler and Jacob. So the entire first segment, I just had every cam on with an empty chair because I forgot to set it up. But the more crucial mistake, and originally I was going to just let it go and hopefully no one noticed. Luna noticed in chat, and I said, don't tell Ricky, please. We were muted for like the first 30 seconds of the show.
Oh my
like the
gosh.
first 30 seconds of the intro, we were muted. My bad.
By the way, the first 30 seconds was
30
Welcome to a Terrible Football Show, episode 131
Yeah.
on the eve of my 37th birthday.
Yeah,
so
my
there you
bad.
go. There's your 30 seconds right there.
My bad.
There's your 30
my
seconds.
Bad. My bad. I mean, the audio version will be correct. I'm going to have to export for the first time in like a year. My bad. Say, hey, that's good. That's a good rating
That's
right
a
there.
good rating.
Yeah,
Hey.
one time in a year where I got to export this thing to get the actual audio.
But remember, the whole motto for this year is do better, and we just
Yeah,
got
do better.
to do better every
Do
week.
better. Do
All right,
better.
Shane, what's for dinner this week? Any shout outs?
Today, I have no idea. I'm going to find out when I get
KFC.
home.
It's got to be after that. Alex, what about you, man?
Probably fish and rice tonight, which I'm pretty
Okay,
excited
okay.
for. It's one of my favorite meals. Some
All right.
salmon, some rice, and put it in a bowl. It's delicious.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
I had some Sonic earlier, and I'm gonna take West Virginia. Over Pitt.
He's taking Brokeback Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Jacob, what about you?
I already had dinner, but I am no longer jumping ship from Dallas.
Okay.
You're jumping to the Eagles.
I'm staying and firmly planting my feet where they be.
Okay.
So you hate yourself.
Correct.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
That's okay. That's
All right,
okay. Yeah.
we'll
that's-
revisit this come the off season
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, we'll check in on.
because
this.
once I switch to become a Commanders fan with Ricky, we'll bring you over.
Jacob's also a Commanders fan too.
We'll bring you over full time,
Not
full
anymore.
time, full time.
Not anymore. You changed your mind between
I
now
went-
and 30 seconds
jumped-
ago.
I slightly jumped ship to the Commanders just to have Terry McLaurin bow out.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, I get.
That was
I guess.
quick for you.
That was quick.
Yeah. Paper fan almost.
It was mind games. It worked.
Yeah, you lost Michael Parsons in the process.
Yeah. How's that make
Okay.
you feel?
Don't need him. Our
Yeah,
defense looked stellar without him.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said the defense will be fine with him. They're going to be just fine without him.
Yeah, they'll be fine without him with a 9-8 record.
That's okay. We're still not going to mess with
That's
his
fine. That's a
baby
winning
self.
record.
That's a
8-9.
winning record.
8-9, brother.
You said
8-9.
9-8. You can't be
I'm
changing your
swapping
mind.
it out.
Oh, I
I'm
swear.
swapping it out.
Yeah, he's swapping just like Jacob did.
Facts. All right, let's hit the music.
Yeah, hit the music. Yeah, my dad got me. I already had my dinner. It was Texas Roadhouse. Shout out to that. Shout out to Sparky3. Get some Rogue Energy. Get some merchandise at our shop. Anything else, gentlemen? Before we get out of here, any shout outs?
You guys got anything? Anything we want to shout, scream from the rooftops?
Dive.
Anything?
Yes.
That thing for Rob in chat,
Yeah,
my
you-
buddy from the link from 2 weeks ago. That's still going on. He's currently first right now. So let's not only help
I'll put
him
it-
out,
I'll put
but
it back in.
help
I'll put it back in. I
help
got
them
you.
kids.
Got you.
Tyler, anything to shout out?
Yeah, Montana Tech is playing Rocky Mountain football.
Shout out.
And if you're not seeing Rocky Mountain's roster, just go check it out. You'll see Indiana Jones, all types of people up in there.
I'm about to do
Oh,
that.
Indiana Jones plays there?
I'm gonna have
I
to-
saw that on game day. I didn't know where he played, but I saw that on game day.
Jacob, what about you? Anything to shout out?
Yeah, my power rankings. Join the Discord.
Yes.
Go
I
check
yeah,
out my
yeah.
power rankings and
Yes.
the official ATFS top 25 for college football.
Absolutely. And I
Yep.
actually liked a lot of it. There's some I could have nitpicked, but I'm like, you know what? It's week 2, and we're here to do better.
Yep.
So I'm not nitpicking it yet. Let's wait till after week 5,
Right,
week 6,
right.
you know, something like that. Alex, what about you? Anything to shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. Join the Discord.
Yeah.
Come check out the rankings. You will notice that when you come in and join and check out the rankings, you can't comment in those. That's because those are for Jacob to just post his rankings and maybe us argue about it just so everyone to see. But yeah, come check out the rankings. The new thing we want to start doing. See how it goes. It's going to be kind of a pilot year. Maybe in the future we can try to get everyone involved on it where we can kind of vote 3-2 kind of thing on how things go. But for now, we'll let Jacob handle it for the true power rankings of college football. As well as make sure to check out the Patreon if you want to support us further. We'd appreciate that extra support. And check out the Rogue Energy with the referral link down below. Promo code Spark3 to get 10% off. And then go over to spark3shop.com right now and buy some merch, as well as check out everything else in the description, like Shane's buddy Rob, and go check out that link. And we'd appreciate that. It's for the kids. That's right. It's for the kids. We love to
That's
see it. We love to see it.
absolutely.
Love to see it.
Absolutely.
And the last shout out, of course, shout out to Ricky. Happy birthday and good job
Thank you.
hosting the show.
I appreciate that.
Good job hosting the show. Here we go, boys. Here we go.
I appreciate y'all allowing me. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to do it the week after the Arkansas State games. That was a very great success there at War Memorial. But I also want to do it on the eve of my birthday. You know, I think being here 37 years, God's blessed me with a great life. I'm blessed with 4 people here that I can talk football with, talk all kinds of crap to, and I just enjoy my time being here, and I love you guys. I cannot wait to move back home to Saline County because we're going to keep on killing it. Going to keep on killing the show. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching Turbo Football Show. Good night, everybody.
Bye.